In the opening months of 1930, the pine woods of East Texas, like much of the nation, was in the throes of the Great Depression, following the collapse of the stock market the previous fall.
We had been in a terrible drought agriculturally for a couple of years.
Then, on October 3rd, 1930, everything changed, literally overnight, when a 70-year-old wildcatter named Columbus Dad Joyner brought in a well following his third attempt on the farm of the widow Daisy Bradford. He had proven the naysayers wrong. His drill bit had tapped into the edge of an ocean of oil, lying for millions of years in a place where few others thought it would be found. Subsequent wells in the following months eventually gave dimensions to the field, almost 45 miles long north to south and 5 to 10 miles wide. It was the largest oil field discovery in history. Since the 50th anniversary of the discovery of the Great East Texas oil field in 1980, the East Texas Oil Museum has played a major role in preserving the history of that incredible life-changing event. Located on the campus of Kilgore College near downtown Kilgore, Texas, the museum takes visitors, young and old, back to a time, the likes of which will never again be repeated.
We had no idea 80 years ago what was happening. They just knew it was really a traumatic event in a very positive way, but they had no idea how big it was or how much it would grow and affect not just the locale, but affect the world.
Visitors to the East Texas Oil Museum can almost experience the discovery themselves by way of period-correct artifacts, film and photos, along with displays that pay tribute to a special time in the history of East Texas and its far-reaching impact. Following the discovery of the East Texas field, oilman H.L. Hunt, perhaps more than any other single individual, realized its almost unlimited potential. One area of the museum pays homage to his vision. Later, the contributions of his descendants initially funded this extraordinary capsule in time. The positive effects of the East Texas oil field have become generational.
It has created jobs, built homes, built schools, churches, built infrastructure for cities and counties.
Murals in the museum depict key moments in the discovery of the so-called Black Giant oil field. The immediate impact of the discovery in 1930 on the whole area was dramatic. In days, the population swelled from a few hundred to more than 8,000 in Kilgore alone. Historic photographs throughout the museum chronicle that chaotic period. Inside the main part of the museum, a life-size display of man and machine, frozen in time, depicts what life was like as thousands of people came to the area seeking their own fortunes from this newly discovered bounty of oil.
General store with the feel and the sound of 1930 general store. Blacksmith shop where the blacksmith doing his job. And he was probably the most affected individual in Boomtown because he has to go from working on agricultural equipment to self-train as a machinist to work on oil field equipment. And then certainly the bankers impacted because of the increase in bank deposits. Movie theater that is built around footage that was shot here in 1931 and 32 by a gentleman who was in the supply business.
The East Texas Oil Museum recreates and preserves a time that most thought would never come to pass. Only the perseverance of a few individuals unlocked a treasure called woodbine, buried beneath the sandy soil of East Texas.
The major company said if the woodbine is here, it's going to be so deep you can't find it. And yet, October 3rd, 1930, the drill bit found the woodbine, and the rest is history.
And that history can be found and relived at the East Texas Oil Museum in Kilgore.